When you pick up a handful of doot from like a typical farm today, you probably expect it to be this living, breathing ecosystem.
Right. But more often than not, you're actually holding something that is essentially suffocating.
Yeah, and today's deep dive is really a mission to uncover that hidden, microscopic world of agriculture. We are looking at a uniquely formulated product out of South Africa called Maxi Soil, and it's tackling global soil degradation with a pretty bold slogan, which is breathe new life into your soil.
Which is exactly what much of our agricultural land needs right now. I mean,
Yeah.
we are facing this massive decline in soil microbial levels worldwide. But, before we can understand how to fix it, we really have to look at why the soil is suffocating in the first place.
So what's actually driving that? Because, I mean, soil shouldn't just die on its own, right?
No, it shouldn't. It really comes down to modern agricultural practices. Take extensive tillage, for example.
You're just constantly plowing the field.
Exactly. When you constantly turn over the earth like that, you're literally tearing apart the physical house where these microbes live.
Oh, wow. I never really thought of it like that.
Yeah, and then you add monocropping to the mix. By only ever growing one type of plant, you're only feeding one specific type of bacteria. So that severely reduces your microbial diversity.
It's like eating only, I don't know, potatoes for your whole life.
Right, your gut biome would be a mess.
Yep.
Same with the soil. Combine that with the loss of organic matter and, chemical pollution from synthetic fertilizers, and you wipe out the natural biological network.
So the soil just becomes totally depleted?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially ash.
So, if our agricultural land is essentially reduced to ash, how does a product like Maxi Soil actually bring it back? Because the visual they use in their materials to embody the product's effect is a phoenix.
I think it's a very sitting image, actually.
Yeah, and looking at the science, it makes sense. I mean, this isn't about throwing some chemical Band-Aid on dead dirt. It's about repopulating a biological ghost town so the soil literally rises from the ashes, reborn to thrive and come back stronger season after season. And that phoenix effect, it isn't magic, It's driven by a highly engineered biological engine.
Right. Maxi Soil specifically uses a team of 5 different microbes to rebuild that ecosystem from the ground up, right?
Yes, a very deliberate mix. So, for example, you have Bacillus subtilis, which stimulates root growth and heavily increases the plant's natural stress tolerance.
Okay, so that's one.
Yeah, and then you have Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is, believe it or not, standard baker's yeast.
Wait, really? Like the exact same yeast you'd use to make bread in your kitchen?
The very same.
But what is bread yeast actually doing down in the dirt?
Well, it acts like a microscopic shredder. Just like yeast uses enzymes to break down sugars in dough out in agriculture, those same enzymes rapidly decompose tough organic matter.
Oh, so it recycles dead plant material back into usable nutrients.
Exactly. And together, this specific team of 5 works to fix atmospheric nitrogen, suppress soil-borne pathogens, and solubilize insoluble phosphorus.
Solubilize insoluble phosphorus, meaning they act like tiny miners, unlocking the trapped phosphorus that's already sitting there in the dirt so the plant roots can actually absorb it.
Spot on. They basically make the nutrients bioavailable again.
Okay, but wait, I'm stuck on the formulation here. Because you've got 5 highly active, aggressive microbes. If you put 5 alpha personalities in one room, they usually clash and destroy each other. How do 5 entirely different microbes survive in a single bottle without just eating each other?
That is the massive challenge, yeah. And it's why a product like this is so difficult to get right. If they are active in the bottle, some microbes will naturally outcompete or just inhibit the others.
So how do they stop that from happening?
The developers of Maxi Soil control them using pH. By lowering the liquid to a specific acidic level, they essentially put these microbes into a deep, suspended animation.
Oh, wow. So they basically put them to sleep until the exact moment they hit the soil.
You got it. The neutral pH of the soil wakes them up, ready to work. That physical stability is how they manage to pack 10 million live active microbes, that's 10 to the 7th CFU, into every single milliliter of the liquid.
And they can still guarantee a 12-month shelf life with that. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's quite the feat of engineering.
Well, it really shows that if you're dealing with a field of compacted, sandy, or, heavily tilled soil, Reversing that damage fundamentally relies on restoring this delicate, cooperative microbial ecosystem.
You really can't just throw more synthetic chemicals at the problem. You need biology to do the heavy lifting.
Right, absolutely.
Which leaves you with an interesting question to think about. If a carefully balanced microscopic cocktail of bacteria and everyday baker's yeast can act as a phoenix to resurrect thousands of acres of dead farmland, what other massive global environmental crises might be solved simply by looking through a microscope?